Hi everybody, happy 2022. I just wanted to do a short video about one of my personal heroes, J.K. Rowling, the author of the genius behind the Harry Potter books. She's been in the news recently. I mean, she's been in the news a lot over the last few years, but recently because there was some talk about the fact that the goblins in the Gringotts banks were inspired by anti-Semitic imagery. Because they had big noses and they were sort of old men that just sort of were giving such connotations, and Jon Stewart referred to this. He then there was a big uproar. The media spoke about it, saying, is J.K. Rowling anti-Semitic and all this kind of stuff. Jon Stewart then clarified. He says, in no way was I saying that. I'm saying that there was an overlay of the kind of imagery that's used that anti-Semites used to depict Jews that were done with the goblins, but I'm sure there was nothing intentional in so doing, and there was a complete storm raised over nothing, where people are trying to connect the dots and try and build an image of, make a case about J.K. Rowling that is just so painful to me, because this is someone who is not only has done so much good for the world of literacy, for people reading, for people to have some enjoyment and a little bit of escape in moderation from day-to-day life through the films and the books. But she's also just been an incredibly sensitive, thoughtful, and good voice in the world for morals. And I know there's been a particular debate around the trans kind of issues, and I know that that's an issue that requires serious conversation and depth. But even on that, I think if you look at what she's said, even though she takes a particular stance that not everyone is going to be comfortable with or necessarily agree with, she does it in a very sensitive way. And so I just think, as someone also who has been such an incredible, steadfast ally of the Jewish community, through the anti-Semitism that the Jewish community in Britain experienced under Jeremy Corbyn's leadership, it's just I feel it's quite nauseating to see the pile-on that she's experiencing. I think she's a hero. I think J.K. Rowling is an incredible force for good. I think she is a thoughtful, sensitive, thoroughly decent person. That's from what I can see and tell, and I just feel a duty to stand up for people who have not just stood up for me, my community, but are also forces for good in the world. So solidarity with J.K. Rowling. Thank you for everything that you do, and please ignore all the nonsensical clickbait titles that are creating an image of you that is completely false. And lastly, as we've said on JTV many times, the content of Harry Potter actually has within it many moral lessons that chime very much with Judaism and Jewish values. So I encourage you to check out those videos. We did a podcast on that. We did a short video on that on JTV as well. Check it out, and that will give you a deeper insight into why I'm such a fan of J.K. Rowling, Joe Rowling. Thanks so much.